What's up, everybody? So, hopefully, you guys have caught the part one of the hallucinating in jail and stuff. I just did it this morning. Realized how long the video was going to be, and it's still longer than I would like it to be, but um, yeah, there had to be a couple of parts, like part one, part two, part three. And where your dumb hermit left off in the last story was where I was already arrested and I'm in the detention center where they do intake. And anybody that doesn't know what intake is, basically they write down anything like tattoos, for example. These are all very. I didn't have them at the time, but like they would have had to write down all my tattoos and hair color, medication, all that. So, excuse me. The lady doing intake, she's asking questions. And I feel like saying lady, like, these are questions that I don't need to ask. I am right in front of you. I am pretty damn sure you see me right now. But continued asking questions and whatnot. And one of the questions the lady had, she's like, "So, hair color and eyes." I got pissed. I said, "Blue eyes and blue hair. Blue eyes, blonde hair." And she wrote the shit down. That's how fucking unprofessional that shit was. They wrote it down. I mean, it came back and bit me in the ass later, which we'll get to, but it pissed me off. Um, and keep in mind with where they were putting me in population, they were putting me with violent criminals because Denny accused me of chasing him with a knife or trying to kill him or whatever it was that he said at the time. And so they put me with the dudes, the KO, Rudy, Mook, Teddy, like Psycho, all them dudes. I think I described a little bit in the first part, but you know, these are hardened criminals that are doing like really shitty things. Meanwhile, I am half defenseless because I can't fucking walk. I'm shaken to death, and now I am apparently fucking hallucinating. So that's just really fun. And it took, I want to say, from intake, it took about 2 days for everything to start like hitting the fan. Shit got real. Like when you're withdrawing from alcohol, alcohol is a very, very serious uh, thing to do. Like, I don't recommend trying it unless you're in sight of professionals or you're in a sober living house, whatever, because it can get very, very, very deadly, apparently. So I don't know exactly what was going on, but with the intake, they were asking what kind of medicine I was on, obviously, And they asked, do you drink? Do you do drugs? If you do anything hard, what do you do? Like, what's your drug of choice? And all this. And they do that so they'll put you on Librium. And Librium basically slows down the hallucinations and withdrawal and everything and kind of puts you in a little bit of a more relaxed state, which that would be fucking cool beans, except like number one, I don't know what they freaking gave me. They said it was Librium and my blood pressure medication, but neither one looked anything like what I had seen before. But like I said, you're in a place with these guys, and the less, I didn't want to look too crazy and vulnerable looking because, these dudes would immediately take it and run with it, and that's how people are. And it's hard to recall what went wrong first. I had already been getting pretty paranoid and pacing back and forth. Uh, and in my state of mind, I go and look out my cell window, which maybe like that, maybe a little longer. I don't know. It's not anything huge. Um, and there's bars on it, but I looked outside. I see Denny in a car, and like a truck with forklifts is lifting him up in the car, and they're about to like crush the car and stuff. And I'm like, CO, CO, CO. Dude finally comes over. He's like, what the, what is your problem? Why are you yelling like that? And I tell him like, I don't mean any problems. I swear to God I'm not lying to you. I swear to God I don't want to cause trouble, but my friend is outside my window and he is about to get crushed. I need you to go out there and tell them to end it. Like cut it out before, they kill him. And he looks at me and he's dumbfounded at like how like where'd you even come up with this? Is the look I was getting from him. Man. And I feel bad because the CO for whatever reason, and it's stupid. It's so stupid, but he walked in my cell alone with me to look out my window, which was a nice view of the courtyard, nothing more, nothing less, and tell me everything was fine. Go fucking figure. So they put me back. They're calming me down, putting me back into the right frame of mind, I guess. But I'm still paranoid. I'm still paranoid as hell, pacing back and forth, muttering to myself and shit. Like, I believed that, was really going on. And I had never encountered something so, and I want to say the word is like lucid, maybe? Like, it seemed so real. Like, I would have bet my life upon it that was real. That's how convincing it was. Um, so I pace back and forth, like I said, talking to myself. Eventually, I fall asleep at some point. I don't recall, I don't even remember laying down. So I'm getting some sleep, and I hear, and I'm like, what the I'm like, what the and I'm looking, like, I'm starting to wake up a little bit. And I'm looking around. It's stark, like dead ass quiet, because apparently it's like in the middle of the night. I don't. And I'm in my cell, and I look over towards the wall because the way I'm laying my I lay on my side, and I always faced the door, so I could see what was coming. And for whatever reason, that night I was on my belly, or the opposite side, sleeping, and I'm hearing. I'm like, God. I look at the wall. I shit you not. I look at the wall. A solid, concrete jail cell wall. And there is a face that I could tell you was there, but couldn't describe it to you, if that makes any sense. Like, who'd you see? It was a person, and he's got a cigarette like this, and he's going. So I want that cigarette. And I don't know if I'm still half asleep or what exactly, but in my head, I'm like, I gotta be faster because this guy is like, I'm touching the wall, like, I can't get in there. I gotta be quicker. Well, yeah, I was quicker. I grabbed quickly, which, if I'm grabbing quickly at a wall, guess what happens? Completely tore up my right punching hand and shit, and woke up jonesing for a cigarette, and completely fucking pissed, like completely pissed, because I still believe like this fucking dumbass is like, he won't talk to me, but he's gonna knock and keep my ass up all night. What the fuck is going on in this place? And at that time, it had to be between 2 and 4, I would say, because it wasn't quite breakfast, but I know it takes a while for everybody in jail to fall asleep. Sometimes everybody doesn't fall asleep. They sleep during the day, you know what I mean? So it was quiet enough that it must have been a while, but it wasn't close enough to morning that they were doing breakfast. So this dark skinned lady, I guess, is on duty that night. And after the situation I just had, I was pissed. So again, they must have gotten sick of me. CEO! Hey! CEO! Damn it, answer me! And the dark skinned lady walked up. She's like, "What do you want? You're screaming. It's middle of the night." I said, "I want my fucking waffles, dude. Y'all skipped my breakfast. I'm hungry. And then you got the dude knocking on the wall all night. How am I supposed to sleep?" And of course, all that is waking everybody up. I'm like, y'all skipped my breakfast. I'm starving. Then you allow this guy, my cellmate or whoever he is, to knock on my fucking wall all night, making me Jones for cigarettes. It's effing stupid. Like, what are y'all doing in this place? Like, I'm giving them a fucking Yelp review or something. And I don't know who said it, but I do remember one of the guys in the pod was like, "God damn, I want what Foot's got. He got that ooh wee. CO, give me that ooh wee, yo. Come on." And they're cracking up fucking laughing. Yeah, I don't find it funny. And I guess I must have went back to sleep. I did eventually get my breakfast, but I was all disoriented and didn't know, what time it was. So, next day comes. Like, nothing else really out of the ordinary. I'm a little paranoid. I am seeing things that I shouldn't be seeing. In my head, I don't know that. This is all real. This is so like realistic to me. It's invoking actual like emotions. I'm crying. I'm screaming. I'm doing all these things, and I'm believing all of this. Next day, we're going to the nurse's station. So anybody that has med check, obviously, I want to say, fuck, I think everybody in that pod, there was like 5 people. I believe we all had medications. We all got Librium and Gatorade, which that's all you get when you're withdrawing in jail. Librium and Gatorade. And we're all sitting there taking, and we're in a waiting room, like an empty room with benches. Benches here, and then the benches you're sitting on. Each one has like a little loop, and those loops are for the handcuffs. So, we're always bored in jail, obviously. And I get it now in hindsight. They were laughing because it was something to pass the fucking time. And, they liked it. They thought it was fucking hilarious. He's like, hey, Foot, what were you yelling for? Yeah, tell KL what you was yelling for, man. Without missing a fucking beat. Bitch didn't give me my waffles. And they both, like, cracked the fuck up, probably almost pissing their pants laughing. I'm still pissed. I'm like, no, they did that shit on purpose. They did that shit on purpose, and they're letting people do whatever the hell they want in my cell and this and that, and kind of the humor left a little bit, and I'm guessing like Psycho was the main one. He was the main instigator, but you could kind of see part of the smile wipe from his face after he realized how like serious I was about all this. He really believed that, I believed something was going on. It just, so we did all that. Uh, I got my time at the nurse's office. I tried telling her what was, going down with me, but she wasn't trying to hear it. Um, and in my opinion, it seemed like, I don't know if it was the metoprolol or the Librium, one or the other, because we never really seen what bottles, what came from what. Um, Neither one looked like anything I had ever seen before, like I said. So I don't know if maybe they gave me the wrong meds, maybe they gave me not enough, maybe I was just losing my mind. I don't know. I don't like being trapped. I don't like that at all. Um, it was it was hectic. It was hectic to say the least. And I'm sorry it gets a little parts of this get a little difficult to talk about. So, and I have notes so I don't forget anything of the story, so it all comes together in the end, hopefully. So, another incident took place. I'm like yelling. I'm not only yelling for a CO, I'm yelling for CO Fox, I believe his name was. CO Fox. So I'm screaming to the top of my lungs for him. And KO and Rudy and Mook and all them, they're like telling me shut the fuck up because they're getting sick of it right now. It's not even to the point it's funny anymore. So CO Fox comes up to my cell door and like, what do you need? I was like, yo, and I was as loud as I could with this. I was like, yo, they're not watching us, bro. Give me that fireball. Number one, I don't even drink Fireball. I hated Fireball. I wanted strong and cheap. And Fireball was just for somebody of my level of addiction didn't really do much for me. So, um, yeah. But still, even after that, they didn't do anything, which still kind of sucks. Um, you would think they'd notice. They heard all the cellies yelling that something was fucking wrong with me, but no, they didn't think nothing of it. Well, there was one night I'm I'm apparently in my cell. Anybody that's been to CCDC knows how you get up on the bunk beds. There's like this little stupid uh, step that's barely anything, but you got to work to get up there, but you get up there. So I'm laying in bed because I wanted the top bunk. I don't know why. Don't ask me. And I look down at the step. I see a fucking bullfrog. I shit you not. I seen a fucking half dead bullfrog laying on that step. I was like, fuck. I must have stepped on him. Oh no. Like, is that against the law too? Are they going to get me for animal cruelty now too? I didn't mean to. Like, what's going to happen now? And I go off on another, you know, in my brain tangent. And I'm like, they're gonna arrest me for this. They're gonna arrest me again or something. What if that frog was one of their pets? Like, what am I gonna do? I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to anybody. I'm in my cell by myself late at night, and I see a fucking bullfrog on the step to my bunk bed. And instead of like yelling and screaming and everything else, I'm like, all right, you did this. Let's think clearly. Let's think clearly how to solve this. And I go to look at the bullfrog, and in my brain, this bullfrog was half chewed up, half eaten. So I don't know what is going on now. And I'm like, if I didn't step on it, then what the hell happened to it? And I'm sitting there, I'm laying in my bed, chilling. Not really tired, so I don't remember falling asleep. But I remember waking up. And when I woke up, I saw the frog still. A bit more of it was eaten. But then there's a motherfucking black cat in my cell. A fucking black cat in my cell. And in my brain, that was how the bullfrog died. A fucking cat did it. And I got the brilliant idea, as one does in this type of situation. I was gonna catch the motherfucker. I was gonna catch that black cat. They're not gonna make me crazy no more. I'm gonna fucking make them look crazy. Nobody wanna believe me? Cool. I fucking sat up on the top bunk with my property box and my legs crossed, looking And I was like, son of a bitch, this motherfucker's quick. All I was seeing was shadows out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what the fuck? So I start, like, I threw my blanket down. I'm like, I'll see him moving. Maybe if I can, get something over him to slow him down. I'm legit, man. Um, I'm legit tripping. So, blanket doesn't really help. It slows him down, maybe. I don't know. So I got my property box. And at this moment, I see something run by, and I threw my fucking property box down on the fucking floor of the cell. Boom! Dead quiet. I got him! And everybody's like, Jesus Christ, with this motherfucker again, put him somewhere. They did. They eventually, like, after this instant, they put me in the medical ward. But after all this took place, it was probably like 3, 4 days into it. And I'm yelling to, CO. I was like, I got him. I got that some bitch. I got him. And they're like, what do you have? There's nothing. Pick up your shit and go to bed. I'm like, no. Cat is underneath my fucking property box. I caught him. That's the motherfucker that ate the bullfrog. The what? Yes, he ate the bullfrog. The remains are over on the step. What? Yes, I'm telling you. And the CO walks in, looks around. He kind of goes, on the step, it's paint chipping. That's what I see. I got to thinking about it, and he told me too. He's like, it's paint chips. There's no frog. I was like, all right, fine. Ain't no fucking frog. You tell me that fucking property box ain't fucking moving and it's got a cat underneath it. Mr. Harley, there is no cat. And he's, I will humor you. If you, in fact, had a cat in your cell, number one, how did it get past the front door? Number two, how did it get through all these halls with nobody finding it? Number three, how did it get into your cell? I didn't want to hear shit about it. That was just, no. You couldn't tell me shit. I knew damn well what was going on, and everybody else was the paranoid ones. I was the one that was like, are y'all seeing the shit that I'm seeing? It was rough. And from what I recall, I believe that was the last instance of me hallucinating that I remember before they put me in the medical ward, which was good. It was good to, be in my own spot away from, people that may actually want to kill me. I got better. Uh, and honestly, I preferred the medical ward over everything else. Until the day somebody was fighting over Yardbird, which is nasty ass chicken you never want to see. Somebody was double fisting, which is taking 2 trays. And when he did that, he refused to like stand down and everything. So cops locked it down. Dude still ain't going nowhere. He's threatening to fight and all this. And they spray pepper spray into the medical ward. Like you would think, maybe I'm wrong, because I seen some people, like everybody was not in the best shape for jail. Let's just face facts. at the time I wasn't even suited for jail because I could have easily got my ass beat. I can't fucking run. And then there's other people that like have breathing issues and stuff. You would think they'd be like, okay, like maybe we shouldn't spray pepper spray into the medical ward, but I it's ridiculous. I don't know what people are thinking, but I digress. And that mess of jumbled up words is part 2 of hallucinating in jail. Uh, if you can, real quick before I close this off, if you could give me a like, a subscribe, if you're enjoying what I'm doing, if you know anybody that would enjoy this type of content and get a laugh out of it, please share. Like, it helps immensely. And I eventually want to do a limited run hardcover because I want, a physical copy to say this is my book. I want to, publish. Um, and we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg, folks, because there's gonna be stuff like, okay, first thing, my friend James, um, will probably be doing the animation for these videos. Um, he's probably gonna start from the beginning and then make a storyboard for each one. So there's that going on soon. Uh, yeah, there's not really much else to. There's not really much else on how to end this besides thank you guys. Like every one of you that have subscribed, I fucking mean it. Y'all are friends. Y'all are considered my friends. I am a hermit. I am a shut in. I am a recluse. You all are my friends. And with that being said, peace out. God be with me. God be with you. I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next one.